Hi, my friends. It is time for math. Now, we have talked a lot about measurement. We have talked about length. We have talked about height. We have talked about weight. Today, we're going to be measuring with snap cubes, okay? We're going to be measuring objects with snap cubes. Now, what I need you to grab out is your 5.9 worksheet. So your 5.9 worksheet, a pencil, and you're also going to need your snap cubes. Now, before we get into this worksheet, so just make sure you have all the supplies, but put it to the side, and I want you to put your eyes on the screen, because there are some rules when it comes to measuring with snap cubes. Now, I'm gonna show you an example with snowballs instead of snap cubes, but they are all the same. So let me just share my screen so I can show you what I mean. Now, this game is available for you under our optional activities. So when you finish your math worksheet and you want to do this activity by yourself, feel free to do that. Okay, so this is the correct way to line up when you are measuring. As you can see, you start from the beginning of the object. There's no gaps in between, and there's no overlapping. Now, my friends, look at this example, okay? First mistake, they didn't start at the beginning. As you can see, there's some gaps here. And then even the snowballs even overlap. And they didn't go all the way to the end. So make sure when you are measuring with your snap cubes, you start at the beginning of the object and you make sure there's no gaps and there's no overlapping, okay? So let's do a few examples before we move into our worksheet. Okay, so it says, use the snowballs to measure the sled. How long is it? Type your answer in the box. So it's gonna be right here. So let's get started. All right, so I got a snowball. And I'm going to put it right there. Is that good? No, because I didn't start at the beginning. So I'm going to move it over till it's touching the, do you see? Does that look better? Perfect. All right, let's do the next one. There we go. Perfect. Why is it not perfect, my friends? Oh, they're overlapping. So let me move it over. How about now? Is that better? No? What did I do wrong this time? Oh, I have a gap. So I have to move it over once. All right. They're touching, but they're not overlapping, and there's no gap. All right, let's do the next one. Is that good? All right, I think I'm done measuring. What do you think? No? Why am I not done measuring? Oh, I have to go all the way to the end. Okay, so let's add a few more until we get to the end. Oop, just make sure you don't have any gaps. All right, I think. Oop. All right, there we go. Now let's count how many snowballs this sled is long. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in the box, I'm going to type a number 7. All right, let me just insert a text box. If this happens to you, you can always just write it on your whiteboard, okay? So 7. So the sled is 7 snowballs long. So let's do one more and then we'll get into our worksheet. All right, this one is measuring with marshmallows. Now the same rules apply. You have to start at the beginning. You have to make sure there are no gaps in between your marshmallows, and you got to make sure they're not overlapping. So let's see how we do. So we got starting at the beginning. What I do wrong, my friends? I overlapped them. Let's move it. All right. How many marshmallows long is my mug? 4. Awesome work. All right. Like I said before, this game is available for you under optional activities. If you want to finish this when you are all done with your worksheet, feel free to do that, okay? So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to show you what you are going to do for your worksheet. Now, guess what? I'm going to do the first one with you, and then the rest of the worksheet you're going to do on your own. And I think you guys are going to do great with it, okay? So let's get started. All right, so you should have your 5.9 worksheet. With your pencil, what are we going to do, my friends? We're going to write our name on top. And my pencil just broke. Write your name on top. And then you stop. All right. So the easiest thing for you to do when you're measuring is to have your sheet down flat. Now, I printed out some snap cubes so I can show you the right way to do it while I have it like this, okay? But when you're working on your own, you should have your sheet flat on a table or the floor so it's easier to do your snap cubes, okay? All right, so let's get started. When you are going to measure with your snap cubes, what's the first rule? We start at the beginning. Now, when you use your snap cubes, make sure you start at the beginning and that the snap cubes are laying on their side so they can snap together. Okay? So I'm going to do the next one. Is that okay? Nope, they're overlapping and the snap cube's the wrong way. So let's try that again. So we're going to snap them together. All right. Just like that. Let's do the next one. Okay. How's that? What's wrong with that? Oh, there's a gap. All right. I'm going to take that down. We're going to move it over and snap it together. Pretend like these are real snap cubes. They're going to snap together. All right, let's keep going. All right. I think I'm done with my snap cubes. Why am I not done? Did I go all the way from the beginning to the end? No, I didn't finish the nail. So I need to put one more snap cube down. I'm going to grab this one because it's a different color. And I'm going to clip it together. So you're basically building a tower to see how long each of these objects are. So let's count and see how many snap cubes long the nail is. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the line, you're going to write the number 5. Now listen very carefully. When you do this activity with your own snap cubes and you come up with a different number than 5, that's okay. These might be a little bit different size than the snap cubes you have at home. So if it takes you 4 snap cubes or 6 snap cubes, that's okay. But these are the rules you need to follow. Make sure you start at the beginning. There are no gaps in between your snap cubes. Make sure they're not overlapping. And make sure you go all the way to the end. Okay, we're going to go through those rules one more time. You start at the beginning. You make sure there are no gaps, no overlaps, and you make sure you go all the way to the end. Okay? Now you're going to measure the carrot, the caterpillar. Oh, that's not caterpillar. This is a worm. This is the caterpillar. And then the spoon. So you got to make sure you line up your snap cubes and see how long each object is, and then write it on the line as neatly as you can. Remember, my friends, when you're writing numbers, try to use all 3 lines. Okay? All right. When you have finished this side, please unpause the video and I'll tell you what to do. All right, if you have unpaused that video, that means you are done measuring the carrot, the worm, the caterpillar, and the spoon. So what you're going to do next is flip your paper over. All right? And before we even get started, you are going to write your name on top and then stop. All right, so the directions say draw more to make 10. Okay, we have done this a few times with making 5, but we have to go all the way up to 10. And the easiest method for you to do is to count how many you have and then just to count on. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So how many dots do we have? Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you're going to start off with how many they give you and then count on until you go to 10 and draw that many more objects. Okay, so let's make sure that I have 10 right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to do one more with you because I really want you to understand what you are doing. So you're going to start off by counting how many they give you. So we have 1, and then do we have any more? Nope. So we're going to count on to 10 and make sure we draw that many squares. We're not going to draw 10 squares. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the main point of this whole worksheet is to make sure each box has 10 objects in it. Okay, now if you notice, there's an empty one right here. If you come across an empty one, you get to draw as whatever object you want as long as there's 10 of those in the box. Okay, so the rules are you're going to draw how many more you need to make 10. And you just got to make sure each of these boxes only has 10 objects in it. And this one, you get to choose whatever object you want to draw, but make sure there's 10 of them. All right. When you have finished both sides, I want you to color the shapes on this side very nicely, and then to color the objects on the other side very nicely as well, okay? And I think you guys are going to do great with this worksheet, and I cannot wait to see your awesome work. And make sure one of your moms, dads, whoever's watching you sends me a picture of your work, okay? Good luck, and I will see you soon.